Well, hello, my beautiful Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for mid-May right through to mid-June 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I've sourced a softer frequency to prepare and cleanse your reading. I'm using Gaia chimes to cleanse hourly, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What do they need to know regarding their career and money situation at this present time? What do they need to be aware of? What is to come? Can you please show them the way? What is the path ahead at this time? So your first card there is a crossroads. Some of you making some major decisions in your life, your path, your career, your finances, but also I do see an opportunity opening up for you in your near future. So we'll tap into that in a moment. Whoa, okay, so we have the fish there as well, which definitely means prosperity, abundance. If you know the LENORMAND deck, basically fishes represent being in the flow, but also opportunities flowing towards you that will really be quite rewarding, both financially as well as emotionally fulfilling. But let's get the details of your reading to see what lies ahead. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What do they need to know at this present time? Can you please show them the way? A lot of you are focused on direction. At this time, we have the Knight of Swords making some changes. You know, the Knight of Swords can be that you're in between a decision right now as well. So a lot of you are locked on to an idea that perhaps you want to move forward with, but you're trying to navigate the best way. Got Six of Wands, success. You know, really being seen for your accomplishments there as well. Perhaps winning something for some of you, or maybe even taking some sort of test in order to upgrade your pay grade, for example. It could be that you are in training for something that you're going to be very successful at. We've got the Hangman. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. A lot of new knowledge coming to you at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What do they need to be aware of? There's that opportunity, the Ace of Cups. You haven't received this opportunity just yet, or you haven't locked onto it. Three of Wands, success, movement forward, something you've been planning for. Now, I'm just going to pull one more card regarding your finances, because this can indicate that you're in motion towards savings plans, strategies, that you're locked onto something that you know will benefit you in the future. But right now, it's something that you're working on. It's hard work at this time. So let me just quickly pull a card on that energy. We have the Judgment. So yeah, I feel the Judgment is something that's locked onto your sense of purpose. This does mean that there is some sacrifices that you're making, and you're looking at those sacrifices in order to move forward and make progress in a situation. But let's tap in a little bit deeper there. Your first card is the Crossroads. So a lot of decisions to be made in the next 6 weeks. This is about your course, your direction, to see if you're like on course. That's why that Judgment card is there. It can indicate that you're checking the exchange right now. You know, this card, it basically indicates options are coming on in, okay? And you need to reflect on those options, not rush into anything. I feel there is a moment when something new arrives for you that you could be hesitant, but I feel you'll have all the information, because this is an evaluation period, and that Judgment card is also an evaluation period. A lot of you are taking stock of your industry, the course or direction that you're going in at this moment in time. And I see you all like flowing towards better options or prospects at this time. Now, for some of you, if you've come to this reading and you're currently out of work, and you're searching if, for example, a contract came to an end, or you had to walk away from something that was toxic or just not in alignment with your sense of purpose, or if you were made redundant, for example, I do see an opportunity coming in for you. I feel it's towards June is what I'm being given here. And Three of Wands, it's like you may sign a deal, but it doesn't start till later. Three of Wands indicates you may wait a little bit more before you action it, but it means you're basically in harmony with your heart. You're aligned with your goals, your dreams. It's the start of prosperity. And with that Judgment energy there and the Six of Wands, it really allows you to be seen in your career, really make a difference, an impact. And, you know, some of you may actually be upskilling at this time in order to be ready for these new opportunities that come in. But if you're currently putting your resume out there to find new roles, I definitely see with this Ace of Cups that you are going to have an option coming in, something that has not come in already, okay? Now, of course, if some of you are currently going through an interview process, because we do have that Knight of Swords, you know, this can indicate a flurry of activity right now. The Hangman indicates, you know, take stock of your options. Don't rush into anything, because I feel there is an opportunity that has not arisen just yet. So you may have to make a decision, because the Judgment card can be that you have to let go of one thing and sacrifice it because something better comes along, okay? It's like you can see a future in a new position, and, you know, it's going to be very interesting for you, and it's more in alignment with your actual goals long term. So I would say, you know, it's not too far away, but it'll come in there and you'll have an option, okay? Now, of course, if you've just come to this reading and you're just like wondering about your money, I definitely see here with the Knight of Swords, some of you are being stricter with your finances at this time. You're going to be saving a little bit more than you thought, okay? Because I see a future purchase here for some of you, or some of you maybe even thinking about relocating. I just get an energy that you're locked on, you're serious about your finances, and there is going to be an opportunity that comes in. And what I mean by that, it could be like a rebate, tax rebate there, or for some of you, a bonus, or the start of some sort of incentive, maybe even like a new amount of money coming on in, you know, sort of like a raise, for example. It may be small at first, but it will grow over time. Some of you, if you are in a role right now, it can indicate that there is an alignment with you for a bonus or some sort of commission or something like that there, and it will be a little bit of extra finances coming in. For some of you, this could also be that you're taking on, you know, some extra hours in the office if you work in an office, or extra shifts wherever it is that you work, for example, and that could increase your salary. And I see you banking it. I see you like saving it down. You know, it stays with you for your future there, because the Three of Wands is to have success and be in the right place at the right moment and accomplish something that you see for your future. Your dreams are starting to take shape because you're being able to save a little bit more than you thought, okay? Now, I know that things are tough right now, especially economically. Things are very challenging, and that's why you have that Knight of Swords, which indicates that you're locked on and you're serious about some sort of strategy or some sort of goal you have. This is a very goal-oriented Knight, so I would definitely say here that you're not going to be distracted, and there's no quick fixes here. I mean, we are in May, which is a season, Taurus season, of course, where you may want to treat yourself to a little something, something, but I also see here with this Three of Wands that you're banking something here for your future. So I feel, you know, you're a visionary at this stage. Now, even if you're an entrepreneur right now, you have a set of options. I mean, if you're an artist or a creator in some way, an influencer, whatever it is that you do, I feel that you are locked onto this sense of direction, and you are projecting over the next coming weeks about your future in your industry. So a lot of you could be thinking about new options, building on whatever it is that you've got already, because you can see the market that you work in or the industry that you work in is changing. And, you know, some of you, not all of you, but the Ace of Cups in this position can be like a backup plan. You know, you are really creative, really talented at what you do. So some of you could actually be launching some sort of new stream of income. Or perhaps some of you, especially since you have that Three of Wands there, you're diversifying what you have already. You're making your money work for you, but also you could be going international. If you're an influencer, for example, it could be that something that you create or say or do actually opens up options for you, because this is a signpost energy. So this can indicate that you are either going overseas. Three of Wands could be some travel for work as well. Maybe you're building strong alliances during this time. But I actually feel a lot of you, there's new knowledge this month, no matter what you do, okay? Whether you are currently searching for a role, whether you are currently thinking about doing something creative that you're very talented at. It could be something you're launching. I mean, for some of you, if you're retired and you've come to this reading because you're wondering about your finances, I do see that you're keeping an eye on your finances, but I also see that you have a talent that perhaps opens doors for you to earn more money. You could be a consultant with all the knowledge that you have and impart it, maybe an online course that will bring in passive income for some of you. Also, it could be that you're writing something, because we have that Knight of Swords there. Whether you're retired or not, it could be that you're documenting all your knowledge in order to put it as a course online to help other people find their way. And it could bring in some extra money for your future. It's something that I see building, because that Three of Wands is a future energy. It is to build for that future, expand and diversify what you have already, build upon that, okay? Now it says here options, decisions, choices, hesitation, multiples, impasse, evaluation, and deviation. So, you know, some of you could go a little bit off script, as it were, because this Ace of Cups can be that you are doing something that you kind of already do, but you're building upon it. Maybe you're changing it in some way and launching it in a different form. So if something's working in your industry right now, it could be that you're going to just like double it, multiply it, maybe tweak it a little bit so that it's a very similar vein as what you're doing already, but it feels like something new. So for example, if you're an entrepreneur or you're like an influencer, maybe you have like some sort of online social media platform. Could be that you are networking, maybe getting your message out there. Perhaps you are I'm just being given this, so this is not going to resonate with everyone, of course, because I'm getting language skills. So some of you could be learning a language in order to open up new markets for you, or it could be that, you know, you are getting some sort of like subtitles in different languages for videos, if you do videos, or some sort of content creation online. Could be that you are opening yourself up internationally to other countries. Some of you could also be thinking about different countries and where you belong when it comes to better options financially, or even for career options there as well, because I feel a lot of you are kind of like wanting change in your industry. And for those of you who do not really, it's like, I'm getting this energy, you want change, but if those of you who are like, okay, I do want change, but right now I'm staying where I'm at, I do see that there's a flurry of activity. You're going to be very busy. I actually feel a lot of you with this Ace of Cups and the Eight of Wands, you may be feeling a little bit stagnant, or you may feel that it's a routine or a repetitive cycle, and you like structure to a certain degree, but also you want new things. So some of you could actually have a conversation either with your boss, if you have a boss, or if you work for yourself. It could be that you're looking at courses to expand your knowledge, expand your reach during this time, because I see some sort of change here. Some of you could actually be learning a language in order to travel overseas, or for business meetings in some way. It could be unlocking like a new option in the industry that you're in right now in some way, shape or form. Or perhaps some of you, because that Three of Wands there, which is to think further afield. It could be that, you're preparing to either retire in a country and you're learning the language as you're working, for example, or it could be that you are looking at better financial options overseas for your finances. So you may be making an effort to learn the language or learn the structures of that country so that you can, look at your options and know that you have options, So I definitely see here you have options. There's definitely one coming in here that you're not aware of. This could be a promotion. Could be a raise, as I said there. It could be some sort of new project that comes in that helps you expand, because the Three of Wands can be to network as well. So if you are in an industry where you're meeting people that will benefit you in your future, you're building very strong alliances this month as well. What I see is a lot of you really locked onto your goals. I mean, no matter what you are doing in your industry, because of course it's going to be different for everybody, this Knight of Swords is very goal oriented, and it can indicate you've got a lot on your to-do list, you're very busy, and there's going to be a slower pace there at the end of the month. Some of you, it's because you're having a quick getaway or you're going on some sort of travel. And this travel or time away will give you an option to kind of really reflect, because there's an advantage to looking at things from a higher perspective. And I feel if you've been too close to something, perhaps you're trying to look at your options right now, it could be that you're taking a step back to look at the bigger picture. And it could be that you are finding a better way, not fast tracking what you do. I just feel like you could find a more fulfilling way to reach your goal. And some of you, this could be a flurry of activity where you are actually responding differently to pressure, because I see a lot of you here with this Eight of Wands. It can indicate that you're in a position where you may feel that there's room to maneuver in the industry that you're in, but you may feel these options have been locked off to you, or you have not been able to unlock them at this time. So you could be seeking new knowledge, course of learning. Some of you could be offered some sort of training scheme in your working environment that really opens up your options there to unlock more wealth, but also more opportunity there for you. For some of you, you could also be upskilling by yourself. It could be something that you're learning online. A lot of you with that Knight of Swords, this is online businesses that will see a flurry of activity, or it could be that you are utilizing the internet or some sort of maybe tool, like new software, computer, hardware, whatever it is. It could be a new app, for example, or a new way of doing business that really helps you and kind of like lightens the load. So if there's something that could do what you do, in a more, because I don't want to get into the realm of AI. I mean, some of you may be looking at your industry and thinking that perhaps AI are locking down some of the opportunities, and you may be a little bit nervous about that kind of like shift there. But that will not take away your creativity. That will not take away you and your knowledge, because this is a card that indicates you're very knowledgeable. So it can be that you may be utilizing a tool that helps you, not replaces you, is what I'm seeing there. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that. Also, the Knight of Swords indicates that there are some changes in your industry. This could be rules, regulations, policies, contracts to sign. If there is a merge going on, because some of you, if you work in an industry where there is a merge, because we have that Eight of Wands in the resistance position, it can indicate that the company feels like there's no growth right now. And the Ace of Cups, there could be some sort of merger deal that's on the table, and it can open up opportunities. But in that, there'll be new contracts that you may have to sign. So if you've been with a company for years, for example, when you sign a new contract, it nullifies what went before. So make sure you get the benefits and the deals that perhaps you had before, because anything that you sign now nullifies what went before. So for example, things like redundancy packages, if you've been in a company for say 20 years, right? And if the company was to make redundancies, I want you to be aware, I don't see any of the redundancy energy in your energy for the next 6 weeks. I can see that. I can see actually a lot of good opportunities coming your way. But if it was to happen, you would not get your 20 years worth of redundancy severance package, for example. You'd get the start date of your new contract. So it's definitely worth making sure you do your due diligence when it comes to any new contracts, and any benefits that you've notched up over the years. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there as well. But you know, the Knight of Swords, this is a quest month where you're locked on to the things on your to-do list. A lot of you may feel that you're not supported, you know, overworked, under-supported in some way, but I do see that you have a strong alliance in your industry. So this could be someone you work with, like a co-worker, where there's a bit of teamwork at the end of the month. For some of you, if you work on your own, it could be a supportive family member or soul tribe, a friend, or some of you, there's a networking event to be visited at some point here, especially as we move into the end of May, June time, and you could build a very strong alliance because you both understand the industry, how hard it is. And when I say industry, I'm just talking about the sort of genre that you work in, or, you know, the company, if you work for a company, even if you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, you know, sometimes it's a great idea to be your own boss because it gives you that independence and that freedom. But when you are your own boss, you don't just work like 9 to 5 or a shift. Sometimes you work 24/7. So a lot of you could be looking at healthier working practices over the next coming weeks or months there. But you may build a strong alliance with someone who really gets it, okay? And maybe offers some sort of support or says, hey, call me. Because I feel this person, they have links. Contacts is what I'm seeing. And I just get this energy that a lot of you, no matter what industry you work in or what you do, you're going to get some sort of contact that will be beneficial for your future. Now we do have the Hangman energy here. The Hangman is a bit of a lull, bit of a pause. For some of you, it can also represent that your industry or whatever it is that you do has been turned upside down a little bit, but you're learning new things in order to stay abreast of things. So this could be that you are gaining new knowledge so that you are relevant in your industry, that you have the knowledge. And I definitely see that you're very gifted and very talented there. You know, the Hangman can also indicate the sacrifices that you make in order to be successful. A lot of you could be locking on to working really hard now so that you have this goal of retiring earlier than usual, or, you know, building finances in a faster paced environment so that, you know, you can enjoy freedom. You know, that's the true measure of success, your freedom, your time. So that Hangman energy, it can be that right now you are making the sacrifices in order to be successful. And for some of you, that could be new knowledge, like courses of learning, or maybe some sort of education program that you're in. If you're going through some sort of test, I definitely see with that Six of Wands, you're going to pass it, okay? And I actually see that you are in the spotlight for some sort of success or an award or a bursary, or something is being offered to you that you're going to celebrate, okay? Because that Six of Wands is like a yes. It's a victory. It could be a personal victory. So for some of you, there could be a person that is really hard to deal with and you win them over. You are someone who's very persuasive and words will work really well for you. I see a lot of you documenting what you do so that it can become some sort of passive income. And whatever that is or means for you, because the Hangman can be that, you know, something is automated in some way. That's why this combination, it can be that you put all the hard work into something and then it kind of like is released out there and it informs people, or maybe it's something that's downloaded, for example, but it means you don't really have to work on it, maybe just tweak it from time to time, keep an eye on it, but it can indicate that, you know, a flurry of activity occurs, but you've kind of like put it over there. So it can be like a passive income, for example. So I feel a lot of you are looking at your options right now there. Some of you may also like look at some of the projects that you're doing and kind of like say, this is not working, or this takes up too much time. So you may actually shelve it for a little bit later and focus on a priority this month to make sure that things keep moving smoothly, because I feel some of you may just put something on hold for a little bit, but you come back to it at a later date, around about June, for example. This could be some sort of like filing, it could be a spreadsheet, it could be something that you feel is not a priority at this time, but you will return to this, and it'll be very fulfilling once you've completed it. Now we do have the Garden. If you work in a company, for example, there could be some team building exercises planned in the next coming weeks or months. Some of you may be like, really don't want to go to that. But actually, I feel it's very informative for you. It helps you kind of like mingle with people, keep people on side, but also it shows you people and what they're really about, okay? So it's a great kind of like body language kind of energy. And I'm saying that because, as you can see with this Knight of Swords, this is the watcher energy. You may be looking and learning, but also observing a person or a situation to see what's really going on behind the scenes, for example, or what a motive is with a person. Now, I'm not seeing any negative energy here. What I see with the Eight of Wands in the resistance position at first, it can indicate that there's some sort of lull in your industry, or perhaps there has been some frustrations, delays. For some of you, there may be some travel problems. So if you're traveling for work, I mean, most of us travel every day to go to some sort of working environment unless you work from home, but there could be some sort of blip, shall we say, some sort of yeah, if you've got an important meeting, I would say leave a little bit earlier, because you could encounter some unusual delay. And especially if it's important, I would say leave a little bit earlier there, because the Ace of Cups in the resistance position can indicate that you're disappointed that you didn't get to your destination on time because it was important, especially if you have an interview or a meeting with a potential new alliance in some way. Now, definitely can see some networking opportunities. This could be an event. So if you're an entrepreneur or you are an influencer, it could be something that you're invited to, or something that you feel would benefit you long term that you want to get involved in. And it says here, party, event, meetings, reunion, crowds, playing the field, networking, and retreat. Now, a lot of you could be working like super hard, because these are fast-paced cards. So it could be that you're locking everything down, completing everything before you take a break. You're going to have a wonderful time away there, maybe slight delay, but not too much that it will impact you. I feel it'll be frustrating, but you'll still get to your destination. This can indicate that basically you may be thinking about returning to an industry that you used to love working in, or some of you are returning to better times, you know, where you feel like you're getting ahead of yourself, where you feel like you're making a difference, making an impact, and something that you're doing is bringing a lot of success. In your future, I see a lot of great things happening here for you. You've got finances that are healthy. We've got you in business mode. You're in the flow. And a lot of you could be thinking about being a little bit more independent. So you may be thinking about launching a business, maybe becoming, you know, your own boss there. But the opportunity is arising. This card can literally mean the door has been shut because it's in the resistance position at first. So no opportunities were available to you. Then suddenly, when you're locked onto something, because remember, thoughts become things. Suddenly, if you think about something, it can arise. So for example, you know, only a couple of days ago, I saw something online that I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was a thing. It was so interesting. And I thought, wow, you know, if only something like that was happening in my neighborhood, that would be amazing. I've never seen anything like it for like years and years, ever, in fact. And then suddenly, 2 days after me clocking this thing that was going to be very interesting, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll have to like travel to another country to experience something like that. Suddenly, I kid you not, suddenly 2 days later, something appeared that is very close to where I live. And I was like, oh my gosh, the power of the mind. There is possibility there. Think it, believe it, it shall happen. In fact, this came up recently. It's showing up in the water right now. And it did come up for a reading, maybe not for your sign, but many, many weeks ago. Something came up. It's a practice, a neuroscience practice about meditation and manifestation. And it's basically like select it, project it, expect it, and collect it. Okay, it's called SPEC. For those of you who are interested, I'm not here to sell anything, or, you know, I don't even think you can buy anything connected to that. But, you know, it's a neuroscience kind of investigation about the power of the brain. Okay, so you can claim it by really believing in it. And if my memory serves me well, there's something here like Helen Hadsell, I think, is somehow attached to it. I'm not really sure. Maybe that's the name of a book, perhaps, connected to it. But it's basically you select what you want, you project it, because you have that Three of Wands there. You project it into the future. You expect it, and you collect it. This is you collecting it, whatever it is. And it started with a thought. a moment of pause to reflect on really your options and what it is that you want to focus on and what it is that you want to achieve, and then you're making it happen. The doors are opening up. So right now you may feel behind the scenes nothing's happening, but portals are opening up for you to achieve this, because anything that's in the resistance position, it will go into the upright there for you as well. So I do see some sort of new opportunity, maybe a new project, maybe even a new client or customer, depending on what you do. We do have that Eight of Wands in the resistance position, so it can indicate that you're not seeing any progress right now because you're in the middle of something. So when we're in the flurry of activity, especially with that Hangman energy, it can be really hard to see progress because you're taking action. You may feel like you're not where you want to be right now, but you're making it happen. There is progress. So just because you can't see it or feel it, when you remove yourself and take stock of all the things that you've been through, all the things that you're working on, suddenly you see that actually you have been making progress there. But, you know, the Eight of Wands in the resistance position indicates a lot of you have not had news yet of something that's coming in for you that will require you to act quickly and decisively, okay? So I feel this, when it goes into the upright, this is the news arriving, and whatever it is, you're claiming it, whatever it is, you're accomplishing it, and there's a lot of success there. Some of you may literally be in the spotlight or be kind of recognized for all of your hard work. You may feel like you go under the radar unnoticed, okay? A lot of you could be like feeling that you're like hanging around, you're like super busy, but you may feel that you're working and sacrificing, but no one's noticing. And you're not there for validation. You don't need someone to pat you on your back, but you do need to see that you're making an impact, and you do need to see that you're moving forward and you're making a difference. And I feel the opportunities are going to arise for you to see that, okay? The Six of Wands here can be that your reputation is increasing as someone who is a real powerhouse and moving forward. But also it can be some sort of prize, bonus, employee of the month, for example, or it could be that you, if you are someone who runs your own business, you could be unlocking new wealth for yourself, or maybe even looking at certain structures to protect what you have already. But the Eight of Wands indicates good news coming in, news that you have not received just yet. And this can also indicate a lot of you, these two cards are like you're on autopilot, okay? You're doing what you do because you do it really well. You're a pro. And it can be that, it's a repetitive cycle that you're committed to, but that dedication is going to pay off. And this Eight of Wands can be that you're sourcing new ways to get excited about your industry, whether it's through new kind of like computer software, tools, or kit, whatever it is that you do. But it could also be that now you're getting really creative. You've got an idea bubbling up that opens new doors, or you've got a new approach to whatever it is that you do that keeps things exciting. Because of course, sometimes we can mistake boredom with, a cycle of repeat. We can feel that routine is just dull and boring, but actually it means you're a pro. It means that you can do what you do without even thinking about it. Other people have to learn to do what you do. So sometimes you need to see that as an asset rather than just, something that's dull and boring. But if you feel like you've hit a glass ceiling or a plateau, this is you doing something that you love as a welcome addition to your working environment. And I feel something's being offered here to you with that Ace of Cups. Normally a hand from the universe comes on in and offers the opportunity. Now this could be a deal, could be a new start. Aces tend to be new, but it could also be a new idea or new activity, new projects, new interest in whatever it is that you do. So if you're online, for example, it could be you are having more people view what you do. If you are selling something, it could be that more people than usual are buying whatever it is that you have to offer, for example. Or for some of you, it could also be that there's a person in a position of authority who's noticing what you do and wants to elevate you or expand your reach when it comes to your career. Aces are really great cards for flourishing, but most importantly, the Ace of Cups starts with the self first. So a lot of you may be looking at what you love in your industry or whatever it is that you do, and you're giving so much of yourself. A lot of you are depleted, you're exhausted. Some of you may feel a little bit let down in your industry, or you may be feeling a little bit kind of like fed up with some of the practices, but I feel that you are going to see a shift where things change and it gets a little bit more positive. And if you're looking for new opportunities in order to expand because you feel there's none where you're at right now, I definitely see a wonderful new start for a lot of you where, you will be in the spotlight to grow in your industry. If you're someone who wants to be in the public eye, I do see here with this Six of Wands that this is fame, this is fortune, but also, on a more grounded level, if you don't want to be in the public eye, this can be that you are stepping into a very influential position where, you can be known in your industry. Maybe your reputation is known there, as I said, but we've got that fish. So I am being given this energy as well for some of you. You may feel that you're a big fish in a small pond right now and it's time to make a leap or do something new there. But whatever it is you're deciding, because ultimately it is your decision, I feel that you are going to flourish, be in the flow and thrive there as well. This card says finances, wealth, abundance, business, money flowing smoothly and freedom. And this card is governed by Jupiter, so this indicates an expansion of your opportunities, of your wealth, and the Three of Wands is literally clarification of that because it is an expansion card there as well, okay? But some of you are currently exploring your options because that's what a Three of Wands does. It kind of observes the lay of the land and is basically like, okay, you're a visionary, so you can see your industry changing, you can see it evolving, and you're staying ahead of the game so that you are relevant in your industry to secure your position. And I definitely see here you are securing your position. Now we've got that Six of Wands. Whatever news this is, it's something that you'll celebrate. It's exciting, and it means that you can influence your circumstances and shine your light in your industry. And be aware that, sometimes, it's lonely at the top. Sometimes people are going to be jealous of your success, but sometimes they're not capable of reaching the success that you are, and you need to prioritize your time and not really pay any attention to what the haters say, or, if you've got anyone saying anything negative about you or your industry. It can be that you're looking at critique because the Knight of Swords there, it can be that if someone is giving you feedback and it's a little bit critical, you may really look at this and dissect it and say, okay, do they have a point? And if they do, you may actually factor that in, and that actually shows that you're someone who listens to your customer, or you listen to your client, or you listen to the industry. Sometimes we have to be intuitive in the way that we navigate industries because it's like you're always listening. You're always kind of making moves and making waves in that industry. But if you're closed off to seeing things or closed off to feedback, then of course that will keep you stagnant. But if you feel that someone is being critical just to tear you down, this is you noticing that, they're always going to hate something in you because it's something that they lack in themselves, and there is jealousy there. So just watch out for that. Six of Wands, you clinch a deal or you seal something. Something comes on in here that is cause for celebration. For some of you, this could also be an achievement of a goal, because I feel like you are very goal oriented. So it could be that you've set yourself a task, you're going to complete it, you're going to be so proud of yourself. But also this could be a qualification, or literally that you're seeing results finally after a long period of being in a flurry of activity and feeling like you're in the same spot. Could be that you're actually seeing that there is movement there and that you are closer to your prosperity than you think, okay? Now, as soon as you are accomplishing something, you're on to the next. Three of Wands after the Six of Wands is basically like, okay, I did this, I got it, I'm proud, now I'm on to the next. You're not wasting any time. You're owning your time, you're organized, structured, and disciplined. But the Three of Wands energy can be, as I said, a break. Could be that you're traveling for some of you, but I also feel this is where new ideas come into reality as well. And, the Three of Wands energy, it feels like you're ready for something. Okay, it's like this is your moment. You're ready for this. And I feel this is a fullness of creativity. You're completely in alignment with your heart's desire. You're on the right path towards success. You've actually accomplished quite a lot and are already quite successful in what you do and are known for what you do because that Six of Wands is there. You're quick thinking. Words are going to just flow where you are influencing the room. You're sealing the deal, as I mentioned there, whatever that deal is. For some of you, it could be that you may be talking to a boss or someone in your industry to increase or diversify opportunities so you can build more wealth there. And I feel at first you may be met with a pause. Okay, it could be that they need to think about something, or perhaps, you know, you need to wait for certain procedures to occur before the door can open for you on that, but it will open and the opportunity will arrive. And finally, we've got the Judgment card, which is basically you in that self-evaluation period to make sure that you're locked onto your sense of purpose. You are moving forward, and I feel you are like building strong alliances. But some of you could leave something that perhaps has been weighing you down or not working for you, or you may find an alternative approach to it because of that Knight of Swords there, where you can quicken your pace because you're responding differently to it. So for example, if you have a person that you need to talk to regarding industry and business, or, you know, day-to-day activities, but they're always the sort of person who talks forever, and you like this person, but at the same time talking is not working, it could be that you want to quicken the pace a little bit. So you're not being abrupt with this person, but you could refocus the energy to get them thinking about something else so that they are kind of like not talking, they're working. So if you are a boss, for example, and you really like engaging in chatter with a coworker, for example, it could be that there's a lot going on this month and you're like, okay, how do I refocus their energy to get them to just be focused on this project rather than spend half an hour by the water cooler talking about, you know, the game last night, for example. Okay, so I feel there could be a refocus of energy there. But ultimately, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you have your own business, you run your own business, I feel that a lot of you could be looking at partnerships overseas, or traveling for work there and building alliances. The Judgment card could also indicate an opportunity comes in that you need to really reflect on and not rush into. Do your due diligence, get all the information before you decide on the path to take with this. But I would say this card indicates you understand what you need to do, you're being called forward to do this, you're heading in the direction of your dreams, and I feel like you're locked onto some really great things. And you're doing this. I feel like you are influencing your career, and you're working really hard, expanding your reach, expanding your mind, your knowledge, and it's going to reflect as a reward in your future there. So finally, we have, I mean, look, even another deck is kind of highlighting there's new horizons. This is the equivalent of the Three of Wands. A new horizon is kind of arising in your world right now, and I feel like you're going to be in the right place at the right time. But your first card there is good luck. Everything that you touch turns to gold. But it says here, everything you touch blooms and thrives like magic, changing fortunes. So building upon whatever it is that you are building right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I totally understand that the economic structure of the world right now is very volatile. It is challenging, and it can be really hard to find new opportunities, but I definitely see here doors are opening up for you, and I definitely see expansion here at the end. So it means that you're heading in a certain direction that you're going to influence, but also feel really content with and celebrate as well. It's like your future self is going to thank you for all the hard work that you're doing right now, and you're overcoming these challenges. Doors that have been shut for a long time are starting to open up for you there as well. So I would definitely say that there's change, but also a change in pace. I do feel that you're going to be very busy over the next coming weeks and months there. But as you sort of like move through the end of June, I would say there's a nicer pace there as well. We've also got personal power. Okay, and it says there, you hold the key to your own success, so unlock the door. I mean, you've literally got a door there. Unlock the door and inquire within, it says. So a lot of you, there is this talent that you have. This could be creative in nature, could be a second stream of income for some of you. Again, it could be something that is passive income. You have, a talent. It doesn't always have to be a creative one. It could be a talent for networking. It could be a talent for knowledge. It could be people alliances. Whatever your talent is, you're tapping into that, and it's going to unlock doors for you because you are being your authentic self and you are empowered. Also, we have new horizons, as I mentioned before, and it says here, your dreams are within your reach, so keep going. Fortune is on your side, and all of those cards highlight that as well. So I definitely see here that whatever you vision for your future, you're definitely locked on to achieving it. This doesn't have to be for the next 6 weeks. It can be for the next couple of years, for example. Just going to go and get a trinket or a rune. We have... Interesting. We have the theatrical masks there. So this can be for some of you that you're trying to be really positive, knowing that there are some negative things going on in your industry, but you could be turning something challenging into something that brings you joy. Okay. I would say here that something that was a struggle or hard one will actually be rewarding, and you'll celebrate this. For some of you, you could have a knack for turning something negative into positive. And a lot of you as well could work in a very creative industry, maybe even like acting, performing, theatricals. You could be working behind the scenes on something as well. It doesn't always have to be in front of the camera or be on the stage, for example. Or this could be like drama or theatrics in your working environment, but you're not allowing it to affect you. There's always going to be someone who's causing issues or kind of like putting a fly in the ointment. But looking at your energy, you're not allowing anything to derail you. You're locked onto your goals. You're achieving your goals. You're on to the next, and you're building something really strong for your future. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Leo. Thank you so much, and love and light.